Right after this, I'm gonna smoke a blunt. What's up, everyone? My name's Chris Marshall with my good friend Frank G. We are the hosts of Build Your Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people what we do.
What's going on, everybody? Chris and we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
Frank G, if there is anything that I know, it's the color green.
The color green?
The color green. My favorite color is red, but it should be the color green. Why do you think it should be the color green?
Well, I'm sure many of them heard right before we introduced ourselves. Apparently, you're going to smoke a little bit of weed after this.
A little doobie snack?
A little doobie snack. A little Scooby snack. And it also is the color of money.
You right. And I think the forest is pretty.
Very simple. Very simple, man. I like that.
My favorite color is red for those who are listening. The reason why I'm getting into the color green, Frank G, we made it. We're in New York, baby. New York, I believe, 17th state to legalize marijuana. They have a predicted revenue of 350 million
350 million
per year on the profits of marijuana. Now, we brought up on the show quite a few times, well, why hasn't this gone into effect yet? We told our backstories a little bit, at least I have. I love the weed. Now, with that being said, I do think weed is a very big demotivator.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day.
I tell you, if you smoke weed, you ain't doing shit, most likely.
I mean, apparently there's strains for, the studio and stuff like that.
I mean, you have sativa and indica and a mix of hybrid, and when you're obviously buying the street weed, you don't know what you're getting. I think I could decipher what I get, but ultimately I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know the strain. But apparently we're still going to need to get street weed for about a year or so before any dispensaries come to New York.
Well, that makes sense. Same thing with Jersey. I predict 18 months possibly. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. But what's more interesting is they plan on taxing the sale of marijuana 13%. The tax may create an issue because the black market in New York, specifically New York, is very complex, in which the tax may be so high where that may not
people still buy the street weed.
Correct. Which is interesting because now if I have a store down the block, which I kind of do, a store that looks like a deli sells weed. Now, let's say he's legal. Would I buy that weed for $65 as opposed to my local drug weed dealer for $30?
Well, I guess that's why they're gonna have to probably put in place different. I mean, they're gonna have a menu, different strands. They're gonna have what does what. It's definitely gonna be a little more appealing like that. And I would assume the buzz factor of it opening is gonna get clients, but there's definitely still gonna be people who want to save money and they have a trusty drug dealer, I guess, or pot dealer.
Well, so within the last couple of years, the revolution of weed just got more interesting and more interesting. The price cheapened, the quality heightened.
Way more, yeah.
The packaging is really the variable factor here. I mean, you used to get weed in a fucking Ziploc bag. Now you get them in like just these perfect, flawless bags with brands on them.
And tells you what THC is on them. Yeah. I mean, those obviously are going to help sales. So that comes with the business. I mean,
well,
some
I think
local
the black market would be similar to the legal market, I would presume.
Those bags are in the black market now. You see people with those bags.
I'm unsure those bags are credible.
They're definitely not. You could crack them open without tearing the seal.
Interesting. I just don't like when I get edibles. I mean, look, if I have 2 edibles in a bag and I eat one day and don't feel it and eat one the next day and I'm like super feeling it, something's going on there. That doesn't happen when I go to a dispensary in California.
Well, I mean, I I would think that still has a chance of happening. No, because like every dose is made, but
No, I would imagine that an institution of legal weed is not messing the dose up compared to the black
well,
market.
I have friends. This new thing. I mean, it's not new probably anymore, but the punch bar. It's a punch bar. It's chocolate bar that has THC in it. And I've heard stories. One day they take one bar and they're feeling kind of good. The second time they take it, they are on another planet trying to breathe and make sure they're alive.
That proves my point, no?
I'm saying it was one square. Well, punch bar. I'm assuming a punch bar is professionally made. It's wrapped in like.
I'm telling you, I don't think it is. I think savvy marketers and dealers created the packaging to go with the product,
Oh, well, I mean, if they can make something that legit looking, then I guess it's good for them.
which is why I don't believe any of the mumbo jumbo when I buy it from the streets. But within a dispensary, I think that's going to be exactly on point. Hey, this is 10 milligrams, take three.
Well, yeah, because eventually, if it's not, that's certainly
Yeah,
dangerous and illegal.
uh, certainly dangerous. I mean, edibles have a completely different effect than when smoking the actual weed. And sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. I tell you one thing though, the fuck it mentality when it comes to the munchies is a completely different story than when you smoke it.
You're saying it's way worse when you consume?
Significantly worse when, well, you consume it, both of them. When
I
you
guess
consume the
consume
edible,
it and eating it. Yeah.
yeah. And I tell you, I mean, I don't know how many people who are listening right now have tripped on mushrooms, and if you haven't, it may be something you want to like discuss or look at. But it's similar to when you take mushrooms.
You certainly are not going to be eating on mushrooms like that.
Man, you really had to punch it, certainly. But with that being said, yeah, I think you're correct. I think you're correct. I don't think you're eating that much on mushrooms, at least me, at least.
I mean, you're technically poisoning yourself, so I can't imagine you want to eat too much after that. I certainly could want to drink and I guess smoke a little of the green stuff.
I tell you, the green stuff is like air on the mushrooms. Very interesting. It's just fascinating. And then how you become one with trees and
You take
nature.
mushrooms.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny how you become one with. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Certainly makes you more appreciative. But yeah, I mean, I haven't had an edible in quite some time, at least to the effects of what people are taking now. But yeah, I hear they knock you on your ass. So maybe, and one day it's different. So it could be
I don't
unregulated.
I don't think it's yeah I don't think it's regulated correctly. But what I find fascinating though is what's going to happen to the market. New York is about to legalize gambling as well. Now this goes back to vices. These vices are getting legalized probably because the city's bleeding money due to COVID. They gotta quickly legalize these vices, profit off it, just to get some money back in the system. But to be honest, I think at least half of the people probably are going to still use a local drug dealer.
Yeah, well, I mean, until things change in the long run, right? They're gonna try and eliminate the local drug dealer as best they can.
Well, I don't know how you eliminate them if the sole consensus is revolving around cost. I have weed dealers reaching out to me worried that their fucking future business is um,
Mm.
possibly fucked, and I want to be like, you're good, don't worry.
I mean, if you have that, honestly, if you have like a business mentality where you're gonna have options, you're friendly, you're always gonna be there. You're gonna keep your customers. I mean, why would they not return to a comfortable person that gives them options and it
Well,
works for
because
them?
I mean, the richer customers would probably prefer to go to a store, be educated, and buy
Of
it legally.
course. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna plus they're gonna have all these like cool things, right? You could eat weed instead of smoking it if your drug dealer don't have edibles.
So I'm recording a message on Instagram right now to a guy named Igor who just spoke to me, and I want him to hear this because I want him to know he's mentioned on the podcast since this show is revolving around weed. Now I actually stopped the message and sent that at he. This way listens to the episode. But he has a whole product that's like a growing product. It's like a fish tank, which
Like an at-home kit for growing weed.
pretty much. And he's been trying to get my attention to pitch me this product and get me to invest and help him for years. Like every year, every 12 months, he sends me a whole pitch. He sends me his photos, his pictures, etc.
Sounds more enticing in this moment in time.
So he recently just commented on my last post, which you can check out on Instagram, Leave a Legacy Chris, and you'll see Igor there pretty much pitching me again, saying, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a couple of months, and it's been a year. And we spoke again. And super humbling. He's like, I look up to you. You're motivating. I see you're good at business. Put me up there with Gary Vee and Kevin O'Leary. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's nice. And then he said, they won't answer me, but you will. I get it. And he's right.
So a little different than them, I guess.
Yeah, it's slightly different. But I tried telling him, in which I messaged him underneath his comment, like I'm interested in his product. I am a consumer, a THC consumer. And now that the regulations in our favor, I'm interested. But I don't think he can scale or profit off this product, which essentially would be a more simple grow, a more simple grow.
I mean, if he could, so obviously the market, it seems more enticing now just because of potential people, make growing their own. But for him to make, I guess, a scalable amount of money could be difficult.
Well, I mean, this is what I tried pitching. I am a buyer, a potential buyer of his product, and he's not articulating the product to me enough to be like, I want to buy this. It still sounds complex where I'll just go to a local weed dealer or the future store and buy it. Although, if it's as simple as maintaining a fish tank, in which he stated, then by
That
all
sounds
means,
great.
I'm interested.
Sounds
But
great if you could wake up, just walk to the corner of your house and pick a little nug off.
okay, it seems like you're very inexperienced within the grow process. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I know you're not just picking it off and smoking it off the plant. I'm just saying,
It will be very damp.
in like an image, be nice to grow your own and be like a botanist.
I mean, I like to think I'm a botanist regardless.
Yeah, in what sense?
Back in my heyday, when I was selling this plant, I used to pick up my phone flowers.
Your phone flowers?
No, I would pick up my phone flowers. This is the storefront. How could I help you?
I see. When you were operating
I was a
the
florist.
marijuana business.
I was operating. That's my only successful business thus far in my career.
Well, good product, good business.
Solid. I mean, I'm hoping that I somehow revert back into the industry somehow. I was talking to Ankit on how can I sell accessories. He then became interested. We then dived into the business model, looked at a subscription-based model, e-commerce business, and then as we were digging deeper and deeper into the numbers, it makes no goddamn sense.
It makes no sense in what? In like what subscription? You're gonna have like different gadgets or trinkets sent to people monthly?
Correct. For a price.
What kind of different grinders, papers, bongs, like
Yeah, you got it. I mean, how many accessories / trinkets are there?
well, that's why there's a problem there.
We took it into consideration.
I couldn't name another accessory. I mean, you can have the keef scraper.
It comes in a goddamn grinder. Who's buying a grinder without one of those? I tell you, I've been saving my keefy for like 2 years, man. Oh, that thing is gonna take me to the moon.
To the moon.
Yeah, normally people they name stupid ass stocks and say to the moon. I'll say to the moon when I name strains. There's Blueberry Kush to the moon.
I mean, if you create a strain, it could take you to the moon.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's too expensive. I'm too broke for that. I can't be investing 100, 200, 300K in the marijuana business. It's not happening.
I guess at this point in time, anyway. Yeah.
But I hope Igor like listens. I hope he checks it out. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I mean, he had a future buyer in me. Not only that, but he's like talking prototypes. So it just seems like a very uphill battle. But
Well,
he's
where
so passionate.
where would he be selling this out of? Like, is this sellable anywhere?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I know that's his problem. I mean, I could probably make more money
He,
selling accessories than he can selling
he
this thing.
he could currently sell to 17 states.
Well, so when I guess I politely declined him, and I didn't really decline. We have the same conversation every year. He even said, like, thank you so much for taking your time to listen. And now that it's legal in New York, you may run into someone. Please don't forget me in this product. I'm like, wow, that's a great pitch.
Well, he certainly believes in his product, and he knows that it being legal, you're more prone to seeing something like that. Someone's gonna perfect something like this, where you can have your at-home kit. That just makes sense. Why wouldn't you want to have your own little plant? At least experiment.
Because it takes a lot of work. At least how to do it now is a bitch to do. I mean, if it's as simple as putting fish food in a fish tank, then yeah, I'm in.
Well, yeah, obviously it's not. It's not as simple as you planting the seed, like sun and water.
Well, that's why I just don't know how different his method would be as opposed to the other one. And I would love to get in this industry. I just can't see people buying this. I can't see the market. I can't see the profit margins. I can't see it. And considering he had me as a buyer, a consumer, and I'm still confused, something there is lacking.
Well, yeah. I mean, is this something you buy once? Can you buy? Do you have to buy it next year or next season,
I
next
tell you, he sent me
harvest?
no joke 50 videos. I couldn't watch them all. I watched like four. I'm like, Jesus.
Was it like a
Um,
plant growing
it's literally a fish tank with a bunch of like plants in like little spaces for it.
with the light on it?
I guess there was a light. I didn't really look. I was more fascinated that the roots, like there's no dirt, it's water.
It was growing out of water. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't. I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, the plants were like above the surface tension of the water, and the roots were in the water.
Well, typically when you see like a pot plant, it's in a pot with dirt. No.
Yeah, normally when you see a pot plant, it's in a pot.
So, I mean, unless he has some new revolutionized
Bro,
way,
yo, that's how bro. He's saying he's innovative. I'm
it's
curious.
very interesting.
Bro, I could be sitting on $1 million product with my buddy Igor here, and I'm just like, I don't see it.
I mean, he needs. You got to get, I guess, go big with this. There's people who have marijuana farms. If they can have an irrigation system and it's much easier, they need to know about this.
I mean, is what he's saying. This is what he's getting at. I think he. I don't. I mean, I gotta like go over there and see it and check it out and
Give it a little
before.
smoke.
I mean, yeah, but certainly to motivate me for sure.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how there are there's celebrities or those figures that are smoking 24/7 who have made music. Who, I mean, I guess it's mostly in the music business. Mostly, it's people puffing and creating music. I don't know if you could do much else on like a normal basis.
It's funny. He messaged me back because he heard the message and he's so humble that he's even brought up here. Meanwhile, shit, he may be a good guest to even have come on. Like, what the hell is this show? What's your irrigation system about here? Like, we may want to buy it.
The world may want to buy it. Yeah, I mean, this could be something big, but I'm sure you're not the first person he's told. I mean, I wonder if he's even sold any of these.
I mean, if he has a prototype, he didn't sell one.
Well, how many years has he been working on this?
Man, when he messages me, he sends me novels and then like pretty much apologizes
For
for.
his novel?
Yeah, but he's so goddamn passionate about it that it's just crazy. He sends me. I mean, I have 50 unopened videos because there's just so much. And it started out. I think he messaged me. It was a passion just because he liked weed, and then he like I guess stumbled down. He must have taken some mushrooms or something.
He went down a rabbit hole.
I have no idea, man.
I mean, he figured he likes to smoke it. Why not grow it and smoke it? Cut out the middleman. Or make a business on it, I guess, huh?
I mean, he's saying his vision never changed. Uh, and last thing, I don't want to blow up your phone. And then he went on to send me a very long message. I only
Oh.
did this to grow pot for fun. Eventually, for some reason, I received a vision to allow every person to grow good quality cannabis with minimal effort.
Mm.
Yeah, but my vision has changed, and I want to give back to the children of tomorrow. I tell
The children of tomorrow.
you.
It's like a very like nice note to like children of tomorrow. Like you want to get them all high.
I mean, it's word choice there, Igor. If you're listening, man, may want to chill on that word choice, but I'm with it as well. It's conflicting.
The young adults of tomorrow.
Just for some reason, I trust you, as this is an easy gimmick. I
As
believe
in
we do.
stealing it.
Perhaps. Um,
I mean, it doesn't sound easy if he knows how to grow weed without soil.
yeah. Also, I feel like I betrayed his trust if I'm
If
blowing
you're
this up on
talking
a
about it on the
podcast.
podcast, yeah, she's saying it.
I'm sorry, Igor. I'm trying to bring light to it, man. I'm curious. It sounds like Frank G over here is curious. We may
Yeah.
be future consumers. We just need to know how to consume it.
Oh, you need a fish tank. That's for sure. Fish tank and some water.
Yeah. And this guy,
Is he supplying me with like
the seeds. I don't
yeah?
know. I don't know if he's got the seeds, bro. He's got the irrigation system to grow pot, though.
You need like a big warehouse to have like a bunch of fish tanks. And like, do they come in sizes? If I want to have like 8 plants in there,
I tell you, it looked like he had a pretty good setup. In fact,
good for him. Hopefully, he continues following that dream, and eventually, people are growing weed without soil.
Igor, with all respect, uh, your messages they come in uh, bad grammar. Now I have the worst grammar out of anybody I possibly know, and I think he validated why I have bad grammar.
And what's that?
We may just be high, my friend. That just seems like a good solution to the problem.
I mean, if you want, I mean, you want to push it off to whatever reasoning you got.
I mean, it sounds very logical.
If you could still articulate yourself, you're not that high.
I mean, I could always articulate myself, convey my message, which I think is the true form of communication. To me, grammar means nothing. But I don't know. I don't know if Igor conveyed his message because I'm out here a little confused and still a little interested.
Well, I mean, that means maybe he's at the beginning steps, or he needs someone to assist
Oh,
him.
it's year 3 going into, I guess, his vision.
Well, that's why I was asking if he's like sold anything or like where he's at, because that's a long time, I guess. But
Well,
I'm
I
just,
guess that's why maybe he's trying to get my attention. Trust me, wants me to get involved. I suppose. I don't know. I don't see it, and in order for me to see it, I at least need to know about it or use it.
yeah. I mean, that'd be cool. Tell him to send a little
That's what I'm
sample
trying to get
over.
at. I need a sample here of a fish tank irrigation system to grow pot.
You just put it in the corner. Certainly be like a little pet.
What would you name it?
Probably Leafy.
Oh, you're such a fucking scumbag.
What?
Fucking guy. Oh man.
What? That just makes sense.
Fucking.
It sounds cute, and it has to do with
It's
weed.
because I said it the other day.
What did you say?
I said LAL would be
Oh,
Leafs and Laughs.
sorry. Since you said the word Leafs, I can never use it.
That is correct.
Interesting process of thought you have there.
Fuck you,
Well, what would you name
Leafy.
it? I see why you're annoyed I took the name.
You prick.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wonder if people celebrated when New York announced their
If
legal
people
weed.
celebrate, I had this douchebag fucking hit me up saying he wanted to smoke illegal blunt.
Did you give it to him?
Of course.
Well, that's a good friend right there. It sounds like a good moment. Could have been years of illegal weed smoking, and finally wanted some legal weed smoking.
I don't know. I don't fucking question it. Might just do me and fuck it. If you tag along, fucking here you go. Here's the Leafs.
Is Leafy.
In fact, I'm gonna go roll up Leafy.
Well, I guess on that note, we're gonna end this when he's gonna go smoke some of that, like he said earlier.
You are now rocking with the best, man.
Peace and love. We'll see you guys next time.